What's up you guys, it's APFC back again for another video. I've just put out a video because we have confirmed Cedric Soares as our second signing of the window, and maybe not the last, because today I am discussing Emre Can. Interestingly enough, it has been reported this week initially that he was signing a deal for Dortmund for around 25 million, a loan signing with an option to make permanent at the end of the season. Seems to be a bit of a recurring theme for many teams across Europe with these loan signings. But, a massive but, and don't get me wrong, he could be joining Dortmund at the end of the day, but I am reading reports that he is now stalling on that deal because he has received a lucrative offer from Arsenal, as well as Tottenham Hotspur as well. United were interested in him, but out of respect for his former employers, Liverpool, he declined that offer. Man United came in for him last window. Now, he's fallen out of favour this year at Juventus. He's played 8 games only this season in the Serie A, and the most notable sort of issue that Emre Can has had is that he was left out of the Champions League squad under Sarri. It's a very, very, very stacked unit, Juventus. They have a lot of midfield players, which include Adrien Rabiot, Aaron Ramsey, Blaise Matuidi. Dybala plays as an attacking midfielder. They have Pjanic as well. So it was always going to be challenging for him to sort of hold down that first team position. Clearly, Sarri doesn't rate him as much as Allegri rated him. So these reports have come out a bit out of nowhere because we haven't been linked to any other centre mid really this window. And then all of a sudden, we see reports that it's gone a bit quiet on a Dortmund deal. And don't get me wrong, it still could happen. But it is now sort of heating up slightly that maybe we are interested in signing Emre Can. Obviously, he has Premier League experience. He played for Liverpool for around, I think, 4 to 5 seasons. Could have been around 4. To be honest, I didn't rate Emre Can when I first saw him at Liverpool. He was a midfielder that can do everything sort of okay without really excelling in one thing. However, what I noticed with Emre Can is that he started to take more initiative towards the end of his Liverpool career and stand out more in games. He's quite a balanced midfielder. He's not exactly someone that likes to get forward over his defensive duties, but he is a midfielder that is very, very balanced in that role. Personally, I think Emre Can would be an upgrade on any of our centre midfielders we have right now, bar maybe Torreira, although Torreira plays a bit more of a different position. He plays more as a defensive midfielder, whereas Emre Can, he is a defensive midfielder, but he's more so of like a defensive midfielder slash deep-lying playmaker. And, you know, he made his name for Liverpool doing that as such, and obviously, a lot of people know Emre Can because he does have an eye for goal. He scored some absolute pearls over his time. He scored bicycle kick. I can't remember who that was against for Liverpool. I think it was in his second last or last season. And he has an eye for goal outside the box as well, so even better. That doesn't really concern me. You know, if he doesn't score goals as like a more deeper lying playmaker, as long as he creates, it doesn't bother me how many he gets. But he's at Juventus. It's been working out for him up until this season. Maybe he hasn't hit the heights of what some people would have expected, but let's be real. For the position that we're in, the fact that we're 10th at the moment, and the fact that we haven't had Champions League football in 3 seasons, shows me that we could do with a player like him right now. And what I like about him as well is that he, as I said, he's an upgrade in my opinion on any other midfielder we have. I think he suits Arteta's system because I feel like Arteta, with more so of defensive centre-back anchor playmaker roles that David Luiz will be doing, and hopefully Pablo Mari on the left-hand side and David Luiz on the right, both on their stronger, obviously on their stronger foot. I think he likes midfielders to run more so into open space, and we've seen that a lot more with Xhaka over the last 6 to 8 weeks or so, sort of since Arteta. It's not been 8 weeks, around 5 to 6 weeks since Arteta has been there. He is now someone that runs into open space. I never, ever saw Xhaka do that before. He was always sort of going sideways and backwards, but clearly Arteta is implementing a new system where his midfield offering a little bit more in terms of getting the ball forward quicker and offering more options when our attacking unit has the ball. He can do that very, very well. He gets when he's been getting pressed, he's comfortably able to sort of faint out of it. He has this ability where he has a really quick turn of pace and a quick turn of acceleration, or generally speaking, just very agile in small spaces. And you saw that at Liverpool, and you've continued to see that at Juventus when he has been getting game time. Obviously, not so much this year. But that's what I noticed about him, is that, Liverpool were more than happy to play him in more of a deeper role. Not so much as a defensive midfielder, although I'll get onto his defensive prowess in a moment. But the fact that he is able to comfortably be pressed and be able to get out of those situations. And that's a skill that is needed for the Premier League. And obviously he's proven at Premier League level. Xhaka initially I thought wasn't able to do that, although he's really been surprising me lately. And I think, although don't really want someone like Guendouzi to stagnate and not get the game time, you don't want someone like Willock. We've got to be real to lose game time to Emre Can. We've got to be real with ourselves right now and realise that if there is an opportunity to sign a player like this for that price of 25 million, I would be taking it any day of the week. He's very good in terms of through balls. This is something I think that I thought Xhaka would be able to do better when we signed him. He's doing a lot better now in other aspects of his game, but Xhaka, although can play a long ball and be very direct with it, I don't really see him put through many through balls for our wingers and for our forwards, particularly our wingers, because I find that, particularly down the right-hand side, as I mentioned in previous videos, we're not really utilising Pepe's strengths in terms of putting through balls through to him and, him running onto it and taking on players, something that he was doing very regularly at Lille. Emre Can, I think, will offer us another sort of avenue to attack. It will balance out attack a little bit more, because right now we are very reliant on going down the wings. Emre Can will offer that more direct approach to our side, particularly because I've always thought we should play a bit more direct, because we've got the pace up front, we've got the finishing ability up front as well. And you would have seen at Liverpool, Emre Can would often, when Liverpool were on the counter, look for that long ball. And I thought his last season at Liverpool was very good. From memory, he went to Juve for a new challenge, and I think he initially thought at the time they would be winning more than Liverpool. He was definitely incorrect about that one. And he's not easily pushed off the ball. I've noticed that when players press him quickly, he is more than happy to engage in a one-on-one sort of physical battle in terms of, like a shoulder charge or just a general physical battle. I think he thrives in those situations. He's quite a tenacious midfielder in that respect. And although there's some midfielders that we've had in the past that sort of shy away from that side of the game, Emre Can is definitely not one of them. But what Emre Can has over other midfielders that enjoy that defensive side of the game is that he has that technical ability and attacking prowess as well. And as I said to you, he has that ability to score outside the box, which isn't the end of the world if he can't, but it is definitely an added bonus. As I said, he will definitely suit the Arteta style of play in running into open spaces, and he can very easily beat a player off the mark when getting pressed. And I think positionally he's quite solid as well. He doesn't often seem to be in the right position, although you could argue that when he joined Liverpool, his criticism was he wasn't as good defensively. But he has definitely added elements to his attacking game and his defensive game, particularly over the last 2 to 3 years or so. And I think he'll be an upgrade on any other midfielder we have. I like Xhaka and I like what he's done under Arteta, but I genuinely believe that, and would you guys believe that, Torreira and Can is a much more threatening midfield than Torreira and Xhaka. In my eyes, maybe call me biased, but I believe that Torreira and Can is Champions League midfield quality. I think all we're missing is that sort of playmaker role that I have discussed in the past about Dani Ceballos playing that role. I will be releasing a video related to that subject tomorrow. And, here's hoping this one goes through, although it seems very likely that Dortmund are looking to get this deal wrapped up. It has sort of stagnated over the last 24 hours. Obviously, we saw this with the Pablo Mari deal. That stagnated and then ultimately went through. I could be wrong with this one, but I think out of 10, I could probably see a 3 out of 10 for this one happening. Sounds great in theory, but I just don't think we'll be able to get this deal over the line. Would be a fantastic signing if so. But thank you for watching. I'm going to be doing a few more videos in relation to deadline day when I see some more news. So please keep your eyes peeled for some more videos. This is APFC. Look forward to talking to you guys soon.